you've got this asset that, has outperformed every other asset in the history of the financial markets. I mean, on a 15-year, 10-year, 5-year basis, whatever you want to look at. I mean, you can find some short periods of time where obviously it did not outperform or it had a big correction. But in general, if you take a long enough window on it, it's been the top performing financial asset kind of ever. We're still climbing a big wall of FUD. And, it's still the people. I mean, there are a lot of people I know when I talk about buying Bitcoin and they look at the price, I say, and I'd recommended it to them all along the way. And they, well, I missed it. I should have bought it at 30. I should have bought it at 15. Well, I can tell you what, when I was buying it at 1,500, I thought I should have bought it at 100. And no matter what price you buy it at, you always can look back 5 or 10 years and say, well, I'm too late. But back again to the big picture numbers, 300 trillion, 1.4. You're not too late.
Bitcoin is the best performing asset to ever exist, and it will continue being the best in the future. That's the message out from the founder and managing partner of Equity Management Associates, Larry Lepard. He believes that it is never too late to invest in Bitcoin, however the window of opportunity is fast closing. Lepard emphasizes the importance of taking a long-term perspective when considering investments in the crypto space. Regardless of the price at which one enters the market, what matters is the potential for future growth and adoption. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video where Larry reveals how Bitcoin can be the answer to fixing issues regarding our monetary system. But before that, today's video is brought to you by Crypto.com. If you still haven't got a crypto card yet, you're living in the past. With traditional cards, you have to pay annual fees, they take percentages, and some banks charge you at every transaction. That's not the case with the Crypto.com Visa card. With the Crypto.com Visa card, you can spend your crypto anywhere you want, and the benefits are insane. With your Crypto.com Visa card, you can earn up to 5% back in Crow rewards on every transaction, enjoy 100% cashback on Spotify, Netflix, and Amazon as a new customer for the first 6 months, get complimentary access to airport lounges and elevate your travel experience, and flaunt your style with the sleek and stylish metal card. Now, Crypto.com is currently giving out a $25 new user sign-up bonus for Jamie Tree viewers. Here's how to get your $25 bonus and start earning up to 5% back. First off, download the Crypto.com app by clicking the first link in the description or scanning the QR code on screen now. Second, sign up using our referral code NUTTY for your instant $25 bonus. Thirdly, once you've signed up and have been approved, here's how to get your Crypto.com card. Tap the card tab at the right of the navigation panel, select your preferred card tier based on the required cardholder Crow staking or lockup amount. I personally have a Ruby Red card. The only requirement is you lock up 400 USD of Crow for 180 days, which is then unlocked. Then accept terms and conditions. And you'll have to have sufficient Crow in your crypto wallet for the 180-day stake or lockup. Finally, submit your delivery address. Then you'll get your Crypto.com Visa card, start making transactions, earning rewards, and enjoying the perks. So to claim your $25 bonus and earn up to 5% back on all your spending, click that first link in the description to get started with Crypto.com today. Now, back to the video.
You've got this asset that has outperformed every other asset in the history of the financial markets. I mean, on a 15-year, 10-year, 5-year basis, whatever you want to look at. I mean, you can find some short periods of time where obviously it did not outperform or it had a big correction. But in general, if you take a long enough window on it, it's been the top performing financial asset kind of ever. And so, one would have to say or ask any manager of assets, how can you ignore this thing? I mean, look at these numbers, and what is going to change that's going to make these numbers, what's going to make this trend stop? Why aren't you long this thing? I mean, now, obviously, the waiting is an issue, and if you're 80 years old and you can't suffer a drawdown, you can't go 100% into it. But, there's nobody who can't have 1 or 2% in it. If it goes to 0, they won't be affected. And if it does a 10 bagger or 100 bagger, it'll make a meaningful impact on their portfolio. So, it's, to me, it's a no-brainer. And this is going to happen. The other thing that's going to happen, Sam, I think, is MicroStrategy is going to get big enough that it's going to get put into the S&P 500. So then you'll just have all these. I mean, as you know, the big trend away from active management to passively managed money has been an enormous trend over the past 10, 15 years. That's just going to continue. It's very much a positive feedback loop in the same way that inflation is a negative feedback loop for the dollar. As the dollar loses its value and ability to buy stuff, people are like, why the heck am I holding this thing? Why do I want these bonds? Why do I want this cash? It's a melting ice cube. I just don't want to have it. The other thing on these ETFs that's interesting is that money's been coming over on the ETFs, and that's a good thing. It's been driving the price higher. But it's still these institutions take time. They don't do things quickly. It takes time to filter in, and we're still climbing a big wall of FUD. And it's still the people. I mean, there are a lot of people I know when I talk about buying Bitcoin and they look at the price, and I say, and I'd recommended it to them all along the way. And they, well, I missed it. I should have bought it at 30. I should have bought it at 15. Well, I can tell you what, when I was buying it at 1,500, I thought I should have bought it at 100. And no matter what price you buy it at, you always can look back 5 or 10 years and say, well, I'm too late. But back again to the big picture numbers, 300 trillion, 1.4. You're not too late. We're still, this kind of reminds me of like the internet in 95. And, we had a long way to go in 1995 on the internet in terms of penetration. So It also reminds me of, and I use this example in Madeira, it's kind of a new base layer of money. It reminds me very much of Microsoft in the early days. I think I told the story. I bought Microsoft and then I screwed up and I sold it because I wanted to buy a condominium, which is a logical thing for a young guy to do. But, I couldn't really foresee and understand just how every person in the world was going to have a PC, and every PC was going to need operating software, and Microsoft had a monopoly on the operating software for those PCs. And so, the network effect of it all it just kept multiplying for years and years and years. And, that's I think what's going to happen here. It's sailors, it's going up forever, Laura. I mean, it really is. When you open up a channel that allows people who have brokerage accounts to very easily say, oh yeah, give me some of that. It's a ticker symbol. It's going to increase demand for it, full stop. And so that's, I think we will look back a few years from now and there'll be a lot of people say, oh God, I wish I'd bought a whole coin at 70 grand. I think in 10 or 15 years, it'll be a big deal to, your kids will say, holy shit, you're a whole coiner. I mean, you have an entire coin. Those things are worth $1 million a piece. Gosh, Dad, you're a millionaire. How did that happen? I think that will happen. But that's years out. That's not tomorrow. It's probably 2030 or so, but I think it's coming. In a private conversation with my partner that, the CIA and the Pentagon get it. I mean, they understand what an important strategic asset this is. And if they get it, my guess is that at a smart high level, somebody in China gets it and somebody in Russia gets it and some of the Gulf states get it. So I actually suspect there are some central banks or some national actors who are buying Bitcoin. I believe that to be true, but not reporting it yet. I mean, look, if you were trying to buy it and accumulate it, would you report it? I wouldn't. You'd keep your mouth shut. It's the Biden administration, the Treasury, and the Fed that all hate it and want to, try and shove it aside. But the smart guys, the military guys get it. The Pentagon and the CIA, the strategic guys, they get it. They understand what it is. They realize how important it is. And their view is, no, we got to be adding to this, not selling it. So, it's DC, who the hell knows who's going to prevail. But there are competing views on it. It's rather sad. And I've been accused of being a doomer, and I really dislike that label, because all I'm trying to do is analyze historical comparables and see what's happened. And, based on that, there is a better world on the other side of this. And, sound money people, what we can do is educate people to that fact and help people to understand that the money really is the underlying issue. I watch, blue-red debates, and I'm like, you guys are all missing the point. It's not about, all the things you guys think it's about. It's really the reason society is suffering the way it's suffering is because we built it on a monetary premise that's fundamentally flawed. Going off the gold standard in 1971 was a really, really bad thing. But here we are. And all we can do, given the cards we're dealt, every set of generations has its challenges. The generation born in the 30s, they had to go fight World War II and risk their lives and defeat fascism. And, your generation, to the degree I'm around, still my generation, we gotta fight this monetary monster that's going to create some real disruption, sadly. but it's just baked in the cake.
So there is Larry Lepid showing why he thinks Bitcoin as an investment is worth going for. Bitcoin isn't just any asset, it's a pioneer of a new era in investing. His insights focuses on the bright future that awaits cryptocurrency investors. Larry believes that it is never too late to jump on board the Bitcoin train. Despite the doubts and uncertainties, Larry's confidence in Bitcoin's value is contagious. Even if you're a seasoned veteran or just starting out, keep this in mind. Success in Bitcoin investment lies in playing the long game. Always remember what truly matters is Bitcoin's potential for growth and adoption in the years to come. Also guys, if you want to keep up with the latest in the crypto space, be sure to subscribe to our daily 5-minute crypto newsletter, The Crypto Nutshell. Don't miss out on the opportunity to stay informed and make calculated decisions in the crypto market. The link is waiting for you in the description below. Anyway guys, hope you all enjoyed today's video and that provided you with some value. I'll see you all in the next one, and as always, all the best.